Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz. Brett Pritchard and David Jones here with you during your lunch hour. I'm glad that you've joined us out there wherever it is that you might be watching or listening to us. Again, you can call us 256-234-6221 to be part of the program. You can also comment away on Facebook Live. That's Sports Blitz, Sports with a Z. Our program brought to you by Mortgage Pro there at McKinley Team, Big Fish Real Estate Group at Lake Martin, Russell Do It Center and Building Supply Stores, and J.A. Smith Construction, Residential and Commercial. David, good to see you on this rainy Thursday afternoon. Some stuff to talk about recruiting-wise. I know you guys talked a lot about Auburn football yesterday. We'll continue those discussions. Some news coming out of Auburn baseball as well, so we'll get down to it here. I know on the outside of Auburn news, Alabama landed a transfer quarterback in Tyler Buckner from Notre Dame. We'll talk a little bit about him. Again, it just shows you when you feel like you need to fill a position, the portal's there, even for Alabama or Georgia or whoever. And I think we were all I watched a little bit of Alabama's A-Day game, and I think you did too. I mean, not terrible performances, but not really above average performances or elite performances by either one of those quarterbacks at Alabama. So felt like they need to go out in the portal, and Buckner comes in, and Buckner showed signs last year, some good signs in some games and some really bad games, against Marshall and some other things. Had a win against South Carolina, but threw several touchdown passes, but threw, I think, 2 pick sixes in that game. So anyway, we'll talk about that. Coaches have to go out and do what they have to do. Luke and I talked about that on Tuesday. And it was very apparent that they needed some help. And we'll see kind of what happens to the other two guys. Will one or both go in the transfer portal now that they feel like Buckner may have the lead? And who knows? I mean, just because he comes in doesn't mean he's going to beat either one of those guys out either. There's surefire bet. I mean, he didn't burn up the woods at Notre Dame. No. So, and Auburn's in the same boat. I mean, Robbie Ashford sitting here with an opportunity to start. I don't think anybody feels like T.J. Finley's a viable option. Holden Geriner is the wild card there. We haven't really been able to see much of him. A-Day was crappy weather, so you didn't get a chance to see him throw the football. We heard a lot of good things about him in spring, but we didn't get a chance to see much of it. So I think he'll compete going into the fall camp, and will Auburn be able to grab somebody out of the portal to add to the quarterback room? I heard you say yesterday, and we've talked about it numerous times, Hugh Freeze is not going to just get somebody to add to the room. He may mention that right when he got to Auburn. We're not going to just pick guys up to fill holes. It's going to have to be somebody that fits right. So number of players transferring out of Colorado up to 51 now. 51 have hit the transfer portal since Deion Sanders arrived on campus. That's astonishing, man. I know he wanted to clean up, and I know their program was in shambles. I mean, they only won 2 games last year, but David, good God, 51 players.
Well, Brett, I'm gonna go on and say this, and I know Randy loved Deion. That was his guy,
right? And I mean, he's gonna have to clean up, so he's doing what he thinks he's got to do.
He is, but 51, you're almost sabotaging yourself for next year. Yeah, it's hard. It's gonna be hard to bring that many in.
I think he pretty much said in saying this is that if I kept the 51, we still wouldn't win any more games.
That's true. Well, I told you this off air. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. If I'm wrong, I'll eat my hat on camera. They're going to go 500 maybe.
Well,
overall.
You know what? 500 comparable to what they have been doing?
Well, that's true. I'm talking about 500 ongoing. That's just
so you're talking about consistently 500?
Yep.
I think time will tell on that.
Well, me too. There's a lot more hype with him than there is substance. Look, this ain't no Jackson State. Okay.
Yeah.
You mentioned on our last time you and I were together, the teams that are on their schedule.
Oh, the teams on their
grief.
schedule, I mean, what they're facing this year, I mean, they're going to get obliterated several times. But can he build a program at Colorado? Will he stay long enough to bring Colorado back to some semblance of, being competitive? Again, I think this year's a wash. I think he's saying that. I think he knows that the players they have out there don't cut the mustard to his standards, and they'll cut their losses. But I think what he's going to be doing is looking forward, and he's garnering tons of attention. I mean, Colorado's mentioned in the top, with all the top players, and if he gets his fair share, he'll have a chance to build something out there. Then it'll turn into the coaching and what he's able to do with those talented players that he's able to bring in. But I've never seen anything like the hemorrhage of 51 players.
But Brett, true. But how quick? I mean, we talked about how depleted our roster is.
Right.
How quick are you going to replace 51 players with quality players?
It's going to be it's a big hole. I think Colorado, as poor as they've been for the last 15 years, I think their fans are kind of, the ones of them that are out there smoking dudes out in Colorado legally, just in the clouds. They're just out there going, "Whoa, bro! I mean, this is great. I mean, 3-4 wins to them. Hey, doubled our win total from last year. I mean, so I think they're probably a little bit more patient than we are out here in the South. A little bit more easygoing over in Colorado.
That's hilarious.
But we'll see how it plays out. I just thought that was worth mentioning again.
I mean, that's definitely news.
I mean, it's really mind blowing. Yeah. Florida State's transfer portal guard Matthew Cleveland was on campus this week and visiting Auburn. And here's some quotes from him. He said, "I got a different perspective on it since I'm older. When I first came, I was 16. Now I'm 20. It's a different perspective seeing it again. It was just the family component of all the people they had meet me on my visit. It was more people than I met on all of my other visits. That was pretty cool." The biggest difference from him seeing what Auburn has done with other players is a quote from an article that just came out. He's a guy that, man, I tell you, he's a much needed piece for Bruce Pearl. Mm-hmm. And again, we'll have Jason Caldwell on tomorrow to talk about it some more. And I think he'll be making a decision sooner than later. I know Miami's in the mix for him as well. But Auburn's pushing and really making Matthew Cleveland a priority, David, in this transfer portal. And, again, we talk about football, but, we're also talking about basketball and continue to fill this roster for Bruce Pearl and seeing what this team's going to look like going into next year.
I think I agree with you. I think Cleveland's a huge piece, and I hope we get him. You still got K.D. Johnson out there. You still got Flanagan out there. What's he going to do?
Well, Flanagan's gone.
He's gone.
I mean, I'm tell you what he's going to do.
He's gone.
He's getting the heck out of Dodge.
Yeah.
And, it was kind of – some things have kind of come out about, Wes Flanagan and Bruce Pearl. I mean, I don't think it's really terrible, but I think Bruce did have some conversations with he and Allen about midway through the season about the attitudes and the lack of, maybe coaching and getting after some things and disciplining on Allen on some stuff. So that marriage started to wane this past year, and I think it was best probably for all parties involved. But if you get Matthew Cleveland, you had Chaney Johnson already, you had Denver Jones, Trey Donaldson, who has really come on, and I really feel like he'll continue to get better. I mean, all of a sudden, and then you add, Aiden Holloway to this mix, you got a really solid backcourt, and you got a couple guys that can float from the 2 to the 3 or maybe even the 4 position there, and then you got Janai Broome. If you're able to bring in somebody else and maybe move him to a 4 and then not him having to play such a true 5. But, again, all eyes on Matthew Cleveland. Had a very good visit, by all indications, to Auburn. Again, we'll see if it was good enough. That's the big key.
We've said this all along, and we know this from being Auburn fans and being there. Getting these guys on campus is huge.
Well, I think that quote from him saying, basically, no visit has been like the one he went to at Auburn because of all the people. He just had tons of people that came and made him feel welcome, made him feel family. And that's huge. Dale said, your brother said Mill Road to Auburn with a bunch of laughing faces. So
we've been texting back and forth this morning on this whole deal. It's funny.
Yeah, look, Jalen Milroe is very talented. I think there's a lot of similarities in what Jalen Milroe and Robbie Ashford are as far as strong running quarterbacks.
Yeah, very similar.
Got to dial in their accuracy on throwing, and we'll see. If Jalen Milroe and Ty Simpson both decide to stay at Alabama, I don't know why they probably wouldn't. But this day and age, kids, man, they shy away a lot of times from competition. If they're not guaranteed a starting position a lot, they'll pack up and leave and go to the next place. And
as you like to say, that's the world we live in right now.
It is the world we live in.
And Brett, let me say this real quick before we move on. It's interesting to see how the Alabama fan base is handling this situation. A lot of them are freaking out a little bit. We got the backup quarterback from Notre Dame. You know, and a lot of other people are saying, look, we've had quarterbacks in the past that weren't elite, but they worked out fine. Obviously, there was a relationship between the OC and Buckner.
There's no doubt.
So it's going to be interesting to see how this thing plays out for them.
They'll definitely be watching, and then, of course, you won't be able to see him until fall camp starts. So he's coming in after spring, and we'll see what he's able to do. But you know, Alabama's just shows you in this day and age, Alabama's no different than anybody else. They recruited 2 top-rated quarterbacks. Jalen Milroe and Ty Simpson were highly rated. They hadn't worked out so far, and of course now they're following one of the best ever in Bryce Young, and it's hard to follow up somebody like that. But you know, the skill set that they've been used to having at that position so far hadn't been seen by either of those guys. No. We'll see how it all plays out. Up against the first break of the show, stay tuned. More Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
WF Cabinetry in Alex City has immediate openings for first and second shift production roles in addition to immediate openings for Class A CDL drivers with the ability to be at home weekly. We are ready for you to join our family and grow with us. Prior cabinet experience is always welcome. Second shift offers a flexible 10-hour, 4-day work schedule, giving you a great work-life balance right here at home. WF Cabinetry offers excellent health insurance and 401k benefits, as well as an employee purchase discount with daily production bonus opportunities. You can apply in person at 2212 Airport Boulevard in Alexander City or call 256-234-7900.
It's the In-Water Boat Show, Friday, April 28th through Sunday, April 30th at the east side of the Highway 280 Bridge on Lake Martin. Beautiful Landau and Manitou Tritoons at boat show pricing, in the water and ready to ride. Also, Alex City Marine must sacrifice the remaining 2022 models, and your trades are needed with values at an all-time high. Get boat show pricing now through April 28th. Visit AlexCityMarine.com and save huge. Whether you're from Anniston, Oxford, Sylacauga, or Lake Martin, don't miss the Alex City Marine 2023 In-Water Boat Show with the year's best prices.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our best rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Continental Roofing is your local roofer. If you think you have roof damage, call Continental Roofing for a free inspection and let us provide all the paperwork necessary to open your insurance claim. We work very well with all insurance companies, but we work for you. Your interests come first. You have assurance that Continental will install a quality roof at a fair price. In the unlikely case that you have a warranty issue, you can have the peace of mind knowing that Continental Roofing is your local roofer.
No monthly payments for 90 days at Glenn Smith Buick GMC in Opelika. New GMC Sierra Crew Cabs discounted up to $10,000 off. New GMC Terrains up to $5,250 off. And new Buick Encore GX up to $4,750 off. Shop online anytime at glennsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com.
We have over 200 new and used vehicles on the ground or on the way. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. 45 minutes left in today's show. Get your comments in, get your calls in. If you'd like, 256-234-6221. The meat grinder of the SEC baseball, run down the current standings going into this weekend series. And, boy, Auburn, here comes the tough stretch. You got South Carolina and LSU coming up. Guess what? Both of them have to be at the top of both divisions.
Yeah.
That's your next 2 series.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, and some news on Joseph Gonzalez. I'll talk about that here in just a minute. But you look at the West right now, LSU's 12-5, Arkansas 11-7, Alabama and A&M are both 9-9, Auburn 7-11, Mississippi State 6-12, and Ole Miss 3-15. A horrible 3-15, you know. How's your national champs?
Well, you know, those for sale signs that they had in his yard that they took up, they might have saved them.
They've already given them a bonus and a raise and everything else after the national title. Hey, you're gonna have to hold on to them a little bit.
Hey, Skippy, where's those for sale signs we had in Bianco's yard?
I don't think he's going to be turning the corner again this year. South Carolina 13-4, Vanderbilt 13-5, Florida and Kentucky both 11-7. By the way, I mean, Kentucky sitting there at 30-10, Florida 32-10, and they're just middle of the pack in their division. Tennessee 8-10, they've gotten a little better. Georgia 7-11, Missouri 5-13. You look at that Alabama and A&M record at 9-9, and that's the difference in Auburn 7-11, because Auburn lost 2 out of 3 to Alabama and lost 2 out of 3 to A&M. Mm-hmm. You know, one was on the road, one's at home, but if you win those 2 series, now it's flipped, and Auburn's sitting there at 9-9, and probably one of them are at 7-11. I mean, that's how tight it is. Auburn, though, sitting there an overall record 23-17-1. It's just not a good look. Alabama's at 30-12. A lot of their fans are complaining. Again, I've told everybody. I mean, who are you going to go get?
Complaining.
I mean, Bohannon is doing – the Alabama fans just have never really embraced him. You know, it's a weird deal, man. And I know –
because he came from us?
Well, no, I don't think so. I just think that it's a situation to where he hasn't won fast enough, and that's just the nature of everybody out there. But Brad Bohannon's a good baseball coach, and he's brought them out of the cellar, man. Yeah. I mean, and they're sitting there at 9-9, and they got 30 wins already. He hadn't done a bad job.
No, he hasn't.
and they have nowhere near the talent of the LSU and some of these other. I mean, so in Arkansas, so he's got Alabama at a pretty good spot. Of course, we know what Butch Thompson's been able to do at Auburn, and he's done the same exact thing. And again, you got to give the guys time. But Alabama's only lost 12 ball games this year, 30-12.
30-12. Brett, think about this. People need to be a little more patient. Look at South Carolina. Last year they were awful.
Horrendous.
They're 24-1 at home this year.
And 34-6 overall.
38-6. I think.
34-6.
34-6. And lost a one-run game to LSU at home.
And that's the only one. And who was number one in the country, by the way?
Leads the country in home runs. And, you know, there were people ready to run him out of town last year. Look what they've done this year. Look at Ole Miss last year. National champions, 3-5. You know, this league.
It's a meat grinder, and you got to take advantage of opportunities when you get them. And Auburn hasn't been able to do that. Their pitching has failed them horrifically. And, you know, you look at what's left. I mean, you got the two top teams in the conference that you got to play. You got to go on the road to South Carolina this weekend. You get LSU at home coming up next weekend. But at the end of the day, though, David, this is a tough one. And Joseph Gonzalez is done for the year. Coach Thompson came out and said that. And again, you and I speculated the last 3 or 4 weeks if he were to come back, what kind of shape's he going to be in? What's he going to be able to provide? And started looking good, started throwing in the bullpen last week. Looked like he was coming back, and the shoulder pain's back, and they're sending him back to Dr. Andrews, and he's done for the rest of the season. So,
Brett, it's because Dr. Andrews said nothing needs cutting. There's no surgery needed. You wonder if there's something going on mentally.
I don't know.
Now, shoulder pain's not mental; that's physical. But golly, I hate it for Joseph. And you know the difference between that, and of course we miss Sonny DeShera, but the difference between last year's team and this year's team is veteran pitching.
Yeah, there is. I want to hear some quote from Coach Thompson. He said, for Joseph, it was the last 10% of his comeback. It was kind of a carbon copy of ramping him up the first time, trying to get him ready and doing it a second time. I don't see how he can get back in the time frame of the regular season. We'll get Joseph back to the doctor. He said, I think he feels like he's let his teammates down. I feel like he was pretty broken this weekend, not to go into too much, but these guys are human. I think he knows what it means to this ball club, or what he means to this ball club. You have to continue to realize how much these guys love to play the game, working on this since opening day. I think it's been hard on him. The first time he was frustrated. The second time he was kind of broken from the spirit standpoint. So,
he's been in the dugout with him, right there with him.
Yeah, I mean, and again, you know, he's sitting there battling, trying to get back, and then the pain comes back. And, you know, Auburn has just been snake bitten when it comes to starting #1 pitchers the last few years. I mean, they really have, man. There's no other way to spin it. I mean, just have had to battle through injuries and situations that are beyond your control. So, tough road to hoe this weekend.
For Joseph.
Tough road to hoe at South Carolina coming up this weekend to the Tigers. Stay tuned. More Auburn Blitz right after this.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
SCAG, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that SCAG means productivity and reliability. Every SCAG mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. SCAG.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
J.A. Smith Construction, with 19 years experience, is your trusted choice for construction. Site clearing and grading for new home construction, basement excavation, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 334-531-0199 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Halfway through the show today, get your calls in, get your comments in. We'd love to hear from you out there. 256-234-6221. NFL draft is tonight, and a lot of draft analysts are saying this is one of the most mysterious drafts in a long time. It's just so much up in the air. I think it's a unanimous Bryce Young, number one. But then after that, it's kind of
pick two's mind-boggling.
Yeah, you'd have to pick. Yeah, it's going to be real mind-boggling to some. But Carolina Panthers, via the trade with the Chicago Bears, will take Bryce Young, I feel like, number one. The Houston Texans, now what will they do? They are notorious for screwing up a pick now. And, up until about 2 weeks ago, Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud were the two guys at the top quarterback, and they were like, which one are you? C.J. Stroud's a little bigger, a little bit more physical. Bryce Young maybe a little bit more accurate. But, it was really a debate on which one was going to be taken first and who you wanted versus, well, C.J. Stroud's nowhere to be found after the S2 cognition test.
There you go.
I mean, seriously, if you don't think that plays a big deal into what these NFL executives, I think it was you that was on with me the other day when I read off that anonymous NFL executive said,
yeah,
no, that's a deal breaker for me, man.
We're done.
And it's a red alert. He called it a red alert.
Yeah.
He said, I'm out. And he said, we're not drafting a guy that can't do any better than that. So now, according to this Yahoo Sports mock draft, this last one that I've seen, Will Levis has shot up to number 2 with the Texans. Now, let me say this. Now, from a physical pocket passer, NFL prototypical looking quarterback, big, strong, physical guy, Will Levis has got the tools.
Yeah.
But when you go watch his film at Kentucky and you go look at his stats, now, and again, he didn't even have that good of a pro day at Kentucky. Mm-hmm. I mean, I was watching ESPN and they were critiquing him on several things that, you know, a lot of the draft analysts are saying, man, he's still struggling with this, or he got to get tremendously better with this. But he has shot up to number 2 potentially with the Houston Texans. I just think whoever drafts him is drafting a bust. Now, he may end up being, you know, the next Tom Brady. I don't see it, but I just think this kid, he couldn't get it done. I mean, and he was the guy everybody hyped up coming into this past year, and his numbers were horrible. I mean, he, had a chance to win against Ole Miss and went down there and blew it and threw a pick, and just everything about him. I don't have his numbers in front of me, just subpar numbers, man, for a guy that had the hype. But you know what? I guess something they see in Will Levis that maybe in the potential that they'll take him. Houston Texans, I would think, if I don't have a chance to get Bryce Young, I'm probably going after Will Anderson.
Why wouldn't you? And I read somewhere where they really wanted a defensive player early. I think they're crazy to pass on Will Anderson for a Will Levis. You brought up the word potential, Brett, but at this stage of the game where you're going into pro, that potential needs to already have manifested itself on the college level.
This is your
Yeah.
First round pick.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's you don't really need to. It needs to be a calculated gamble like everything else. If that were to happen, Will Anderson would drop to third, and Arizona would definitely take him at third.
Yeah.
So he would get it off the board there. Indianapolis potentially picking Anthony Richardson, who is topped way up the draft boards. A lot of people comparing him to, Dak Prescott and Cam Newton and those guys.
Ask JJ about that. He made it known yesterday that
he's not either one of them.
He said you can't turn on a film and see consistent great play from Richardson.
Yeah,
you can't do it.
It's not all
like
of us.
Levis.
But here's what these combine experts and these draft execs look at. They look at these intangibles. They off the hoof, he is like, oh my God, he's the guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's who we need. And then they see him do all of these tests and agility drills and stuff, and he passes all of them with flying colors. And it's like, how can he not be successful? Then again, you turn his film on, and it tells you otherwise. The inconsistencies far outweigh the consistencies in my book, and obviously JJ's too. But again, this is why this draft is so mysterious. I think after Bryce Young, even from the quarterback position, there's just no surefire bet. I'm not saying Bryce Young's a surefire bet. I mean, he's got some things about him from a size-wise, again, that he had no problems with in college. Mm-hmm. But in NFL might cause some problems. But there's some guys, Russell Wilson's not the biggest guy. There's some other guys out there that have had tremendous success, and they haven't been the tallest, but Bryce Young throws a tremendously accurate pass, and just really, really good at that.
Real quick, a picture just came into my mind. Some of these brass and these execs that are making these decisions on this draft, they're smoking 2 packs of cigarettes today.
Or something else.
Or something else.
Out in Colorado, they're smoking something else.
Because heads could roll off this draft, man.
Well, I mean, of course they do every year. So, they do every year. So
it's crazy.
Looks like Jalen Carter, for the defensive lineman from Georgia, could go 5th to Seattle. Detroit will pick up Devin Witherspoon from Illinois. I'm just going to go down the top 10 picks here. Las Vegas, Texas Tech edge rusher Tyree Wilson. The Steelers have the 8th pick via Atlanta Falcons. Ohio State offensive tackle Paris Johnson. The Chicago Bears down to 9. They traded that pick to the Panthers. Will pick up offensive tackle from Northwestern Peter Skronsky. That sounds like a guy that played at Northwestern.
It
right?
does.
Peter Skronsky at the Big Ten. So,
right.
Number 10 pick, Philadelphia Eagles via New Orleans. I mean, here's a runner-up in the NFL this year, and they're going to be able to have a pick in the top 10. Looks like they may pick Oregon cornerback Christian Gonzalez, and that's your potential top 10. I will say this, at 11, the Tennessee Titans, that's where C.J. Stroud pops up at pick number 11.
From possibly 1 or 2 to 11.
Yeah, still a high pick, still good money, but not number 1 money.
No.
For sure.
Wow.
Up against another break. Stay tuned. More Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hey, I'm Jeff Burke, General Manager here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Anniston, where it's Ram Truck Month. Save up to $12,176 off Ram 1500 Crew Cab Bighorn. That's a savings of 20%. Or select 1.9% interest for 72 months and save over $13,500 in interest. So come see us for all these deals and more here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Anniston.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce. Because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
OGS Tournaments. Russell Marine and State Farm agent Aaron Warren present Crank for Bank 2023, April 1st through July 4th. Win over $1.5 million in cash and prizes. Over 200 tag bass and 50 tag crappie are waiting on you. All ages are welcome. Fish from the dock, boat, or shores of Lake Martin. Get registered now online at crankforbank.com for only $110 for 13 weeks of fishing. It's Crank for Bank 2023.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Bucks Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bucks Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bucksisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Here comes Sun, Sun's Automotive, the name synonymous with trust and big savings. And right now, get a new 2023 Kia K5 for as low as $399 per month. That's right, $399 per month. Rain or shine, you can buy online anytime at Sun's Automotive. Family owned, family driven. Here comes Sun, Sun's Automotive, the name synonymous with trust and big savings. And right now, save big with a new 2023 Kia Forte for as low as $399 per month. That's right, $399 per month. Sun's Automotive, family owned, family driven.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. A couple segments left in today's show. A local kid that we watch closely got his offer from Auburn, one of the top players in the 24 class here in the state of Alabama, a composite four-star guy, number 19 player in the state of Alabama. Malcolm Simmons at Benjamin Russell received an offer from Auburn this past week. So, again, Arkansas had already offered him. He's got some other smaller school offers as well. He's got up to 9 offers total. But I definitely feel like with his film and you know, his potential to be upgraded even more as, you know, a star rating, you know, there'll be more offers coming in for him. But Auburn officially, Marcus Davis, wide receiver coach, makes that official offer to Malcolm Simmons. I'm looking forward to seeing what Malcolm does and where he ends up. Of course, all of us here hope he ends up at Auburn. We know what kind of player he is.
Yeah.
He's a phenomenal athlete.
He's so versatile.
Yeah. That's it. You know, he's played a lot of running back for Auburn, of course. I mean, for Benjamin Russell, that would definitely not be where he plays at the next level. He'll be a slot receiver, 6 foot, 6'1". His size and his speed and agility and his ability to get out in the open field, and he's got breakaway speed. If he gets out in the open field, you are not catching him. You got to have world-class speed. And he's a top track guy here in the state of Alabama too. So
another thing that we had talked about, you and I have talked about it in the past, and I always talk about as a coach listening to punters.
Right.
Okay. When the ball comes off his foot, it sounds like a bomb.
Well, he made All-State as a punter.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, heck, wherever he goes, I'd say, hey, Malcolm, come over here and punt for me.
I'm going to tell you, man, and he loves, the thing about it is being around him, he loves to punt.
Yeah.
And that's like one of his favorite things to do. And if he sees a ball, he'll be there. His group won't be on the field at practice. If he sees a ball, he's like a little small kid. If he sees a ball, he's going over there and he's going to punt it. And he's going to see how far he punt it. I mean, it's just like he better not leave a football laying around, or he's going to punt it somewhere. But that's what he likes to do. And again, watching him,
he can finesse punt too, Brett.
Sure. Oh, that's another thing. Yeah, it's not just rear back and see how far you can punt it.
Yeah.
He had just as many coffin corner inside the 5-yard line punts this year as I can remember at Benjamin Russell.
Yeah.
You know, he's just a tremendous weapon for Coach Grider and that Benjamin Russell team that's going to be really, really good coming back this year in 6A football. So they're going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
There's going to be several prospects on that team. Gabe Benton's going to be another one to watch, the senior quarterback, 6'4", 215 pounds. He threw for 2,400 yards this past year, 30-something touchdowns as a junior. So he's, you know, all the expectations are to, you know, go above that, you know, supersede that. So, well, we'll see how it all plays out. But just wanted to bring that up, a little bit of recruiting news there.
Well, you know, I had talked to Coach Bedsold a couple of weeks ago after you and I talked about the Tennessee call. And
right.
I said, Brent, what about Malcolm Simmons at Benjamin Russell? He's on our board. And, of course, now he's definitely on the board with a star by his name.
No
so,
doubt.
We all hope he does end up at Auburn. It's great when our local kids can play for the team we cheer for.
No doubt.
But I'm looking forward. Not going to put any pressure on Coach Grider, but we're looking forward to.
I think he's excited about it too.
Yeah,
there's going to be some good teams in 6A. Of course, Saraland, your state champions, and good Lord, man, they return most everybody, especially really. It's up to number 2 in the country, Ryan Williams, number 2 player in the country.
How about a Ryan Williams versus Malcolm Simmons matchup?
That'd be nice. Be 2 doggone good athletes going at
Pay
each
double
other.
for that ticket.
That's exactly right. No doubt about it. Like to see it. Would love to see that matchup happen. Let's shift over and talk a little bit about the softball program here before we go to our last break. Mickey Dean's team sitting in really good shape here in the conference, David. If you look at it, Auburn sitting at 11-7, 35-14 overall. They're tied for 3rd with Arkansas. Georgia's at 15-5, and Tennessee's at 16-2. But again, only 3 total wins separates Auburn and Tennessee and Georgia right now, and of course Arkansas and Auburn have the same record. Got 2 really good opportunities for 2 more series wins to close out the regular season. You got South Carolina that's at 7-11 toward the bottom, and then you got Mississippi State at the end, who is dead last at 3-14. They've only won 3 conference games all season. So Auburn softball on the road at South Carolina, just like the men this weekend, and then they turn around and come home May 5th, 6th, and 7th to Jane B. Moore Field to finish off the season. But Auburn's sitting there with 35 wins. If they win 2 out of 3 coming up, that'll put them at 40 wins, or actually put them right just shy of 40 wins. If they're able to sweep any of these series, that'll put them at 40, and then the SEC tournament. So we knew that Auburn would have an opportunity to be right there at 40 wins, and the SEC tournament this year will be May 9th through the 13th in Fayetteville, Arkansas. So there again, Auburn tied with Arkansas there in 3rd place here in the SEC. But, Mickey Dean's team led by Maddie Penta, again, if you have a 1-star studded pitcher in softball, you can do big things if you can hit it. And, like Auburn does. And Auburn's bats have gotten better. Maddie Penta and Shelby Lowe and that staff has continued to perform well in the circle, and look forward to seeing what they're able to do. He did. Mickey Dean said it. He said it's one of the best teams going into the season that he felt like he'd ever had. So
the great thing about this past weekend, Brett, was in Tuscaloosa honoring Montana Fouts, who is incredible.
She's phenomenal.
And Maddie Penta said, "It's all right, I got this."
Yeah.
And outdueled her.
That's crazy, man. 2 great pitchers going.
Yeah, fantastic.
That was like a College World Series game.
Absolutely.
For sure. Up against the final break of the show. Stay tuned. One more segment coming up right after this.
J.A. Smith Construction, with 19 years experience, is your trusted choice for construction. Site clearing and grading for new home construction, basement excavation, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 334-531-0199 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
L&G Ad Agency is the go-to vendor for all your digital and print marketing needs. We have in-house production for all projects, including graphic design, web design, social media marketing, videography, and print marketing. Our video production is up to industry standard with modern 4K cameras and drone capabilities. We pride ourselves in client-committed relationships, and every project is personalized to your needs. Visit lmgadAgency.com for a free quote today. Let us tell your story.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama. Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, IngramEquipment.net.
Hey, I'm Jeff Burke, General Manager here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Anniston, where it's Ram Truck Month. Save up to $12,176 off Ram 1500 Crew Cab Bighorn. That's a savings of 20%. Or select 1.9% interest for 72 months and save over $13,500 in interest. So come see us for all these deals and more here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Anniston.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz final segment of the program. Again, want to thank everybody for joining us each and every day here on the Blitz, a program brought to you by Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team, saving people thousands of dollars on their refinancing and their home mortgages. Call on them today for all of your mortgage needs. Big Fish Real Estate Group at Lake Martin for all your real estate needs. Great team of real estate agents there can help you find that perfect piece of property or home that you're looking for, wherever it might be in town, might be on the lake, might be on the coast. They'll help you find it. Russell Do It Center Building Supply Stores. If you're building a new home, go to Russell Do It Center. One of 10 great locations throughout Central Alabama for all your home improvement needs, supplies. They've got it all. They beat the big box stores. And J. Smith Construction, residential and commercial. So if you're needing construction done, they can handle it all, small to large projects. So make sure you call on them for all your construction needs.
Hey, Brett, real
yes, sir.
quick, Big Fish Realty and Mortgage Pro together. I got my shirt on today.
Are you about to Superman?
I don't know if I can't get the
You need to
zip.
put some WD-40 on
I had to wear my raincoat.
I was going to say, put some WD-40 on that zipper.
I about ruined that moment, didn't I? I got my Keep Your Face shirt on, the Dadeville Pray for Dadeville shirt that Big Fish and Mortgage Pro together have just given away to folks to support Dadeville and so many businesses in Dadeville. But cool that two of our sponsors teamed up and got tons of those shirts. If you want one, they're at Mortgage Pro in the Dayville office.
In the Dayville office there. So, yeah, glad to have them as part of our program. Again,
Absolutely.
do so much for the communities and all surrounding. Again, thoughts and prayers still go out to all the families that were impacted by the tragedy a couple weeks ago in Dayville on that Saturday. Just still really unbelievable to think about when you go back and look at it. Just to kind of close out the show here, I want to kind of go back. I know y'all talked about it. Auburn heading into South Carolina this weekend. I know we talk about trying to steal one game. If Auburn's able to steal one game, they're going to be able to do what only one other SEC team's been able to do over there, and that's win a game. South Carolina's 24-1. It doesn't look good for Auburn going over there. And I know I said this tongue in cheek, but if Auburn just doesn't get run ruled in these games, I mean, I'm serious. If they don't get run ruled, but the way they hit the baseball and the struggles Auburn's pitching's had, if they can somehow steal a game, that would be monumental over there. But we did talk about and recap the loss of Joseph Gonzalez. He will not be back this season. Again, only a few series left on the season for Auburn.
We kind of called that one, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, we pretty much felt like 4 weeks ago that it didn't look good, and Jason Caldwell kind of alluded to, the issues that he was having, and a lot of it maybe, with him that he had been cleared by the doctors, but things still just didn't feel right. But that's a big blow. I mean, again, you got to think that I don't know how many wins Joseph Gonzalez would have been good for in SEC play, but I would have definitely thought he would have been good for at least 3 or 4, wins in SEC play.
Oh, easy.
I mean, and so you're sitting here at a 7-11 mark. I mean, that could be easily flipped on its head.
11-7.
Maybe 11-7 instead of 7-11.
12-6. I would have had full confidence going in almost every series that his start was a W. And we hadn't had that, so.
And we battled with Keegan Thompson, we battled with Casey Mize, we battled with Tanner Burns over the last several years that have struggled. I mean, number one guy, I don't know what it is. I'm not saying it's anything that's being done at Auburn, but it just the oddity of the number one pitcher over the last several years having some type of struggle. Some type of injury.
Didn't Burkhalter even last year?
Burkhalter had some struggles, had to be shut down for a little while. So just some notes there. Again, the draft tonight for Auburn looks like maybe a Derek Hall in the second round. We kind of went through it earlier in the week as some potential landing places. Second, third round there for him. Tank Bigsby, the same, probably third or fourth round. For Tank Bigsby. Also, Colby Wooden looks to be drafted, maybe somewhere between 4 and 5, maybe as high as third round for Colby Wooden, depending on that. Owen Papo, I saw him as high as third round, as low as sixth round. So it's kind of all over the map there for him. EQ Leota, defensive end for Auburn, I think from a size perspective and a body, NFL scouts really like his look. A 6th or 7th round pick, possibly, more than likely a free agent, but could get drafted there. And look, let me just say this: it's not necessarily a bad deal if you're going to get drafted in lower rounds to not sign a free agent deal. We've seen it before because you get picked a lot of times because you're just still left on the board. And you may not go to a team that's the right fit for you. You may go to a team that, just drafted you because you were still left and you were the best option left. Free agent deal, a team actually seeks you out and says, hey, we want to take you because we feel like you can fit. And we've seen players blossom out of that position in the NFL and go on to have great careers.
See, that's huge, Brett. And that's the situation where you end up with the wrong fit, where you're the highest player on the board, but they really don't need you, but you're the highest player on the board, we're going to take this guy before somebody else gets him. And it's not a good fit.
Right,
so,
it's not.
But we won't see any of our guys' names called tonight.
No,
first round.
Well,
only.
and hopefully Hugh Freeze and this staff will change that, sooner than later, that we'll see Auburn players, again, back in the first round and draft. But look, Derek Hall and Colby Wooden and Tank Bigsby, Owen Papo looking for, decent drafts. Anywhere between second, fourth, and fifth round, get picked up, have a legit shot.
That's right.
To make a team and sign a contract and perform. So pulling for those guys as the draft will continue. But again, the NFL draft tonight, it appears that Bryce Young will be the number one draft and should be. I mean, based on what you've seen and looked at and go to Carolina. The suspense will happen right after that pick. Lord knows what happens. The trading and the moving around. Texans fans may run through plate glass if they.
His son's got his stuff
he's got
ready.
his stuff ready to burn up if Will Levis is the second pick of the Texans. So, all right, that's going to wrap it up for this edition of Auburn Blitz. For David, I'm Brett saying we've enjoyed it. We hope you have. See you tomorrow.